All right, guys, welcome. It is Friday at last. So the week is coming to a close. We are not going to learn anything new today, really. The only difference today is that on the quick checks, you're going to see your problems written horizontally rather than vertically like they were before. So they're no longer going to be lined up for you. So today we're going to focus more on how to line up those problems than, sorry, I'm trying to share my screen with you, than anything. So let this come up. All right, so here we have 11 and 7/10 times 3 and 2/10. So what we need to do before we can really solve this is to write it vertically like they were before. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to keep 11 and 7/10 on top, or the first number goes on top. And then the next number, what I'm going to do is I want this number to line up with the number here. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with place value or anything like that. We just always want the numbers to push all the way to the right. Okay, so we start like this. Now, it's the same as what we did the other days. So we have 3 times 2, which is, sorry, 3 times 2, 7 times 2, which is 14. Carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. And then we got 2 times 1 again, which is 2. We add our 0 because we're now done with that spot. We're moving over to the 3. And we got 3 times 7, which is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 more is 5. And then 3 times 1 is 3. Add those together. 4, 4, 7, 3. Now, I want to pause right here real quick and think about checking for reasonableness. Because what I find is students still, even though we've talked about decimal man or how many numbers are behind the decimals, things like that, sometimes have a mistake here. So we're going to talk about reasonableness. So what I'm going to do is just estimate. And 11.7 or 11 7/10 is very close to 12. And 3 and 2/10 is very close to 3. If I multiply those together, I would say my answer should be close to 36. So when you look down here, if I put my decimal here, it's going to say 3,000. This would be 300. If we put it here, this would be 37. So therefore, just based on reasonableness, my decimal should go right there. If I put it here, that would say 3.7 or 3 and 7/10. And our answer should be closer to 36. So let's double check. So decimal man ran 1, 2 places, 1, 2 places. So therefore, your final answer is 37 and 44/100, which is very close to our estimate of 36. I have one more problem for today, or for this video. We have 1, 1, 4. Now here's what I was talking about earlier. Place value doesn't matter. What I want is this 9 to go underneath that 4. And then the 8 goes here, and that is a terrible 8. My apologies. And so we have 114 times 8 and 9/10. Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36. Carry my 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. Carry my 1. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Add a 0 down here because we're moving to the next place over. Now we have 8 times 4, which is 32. We have 8 times 1, which is 8, plus 3 more, which is 11. Carry my 1. 8 times 1, sorry, let me mark that out, is 8, plus 1 more makes 9. 6, 4, 1, and then 9 plus 1 is 10. Now, we're going to check for reasonableness here as well. So we have 114 here. Now, just to make my life easier, I know 8.9 is really close to 10, or I mean 9, but I'm going to make it 10 just because multiplying by 10 is so much easier. So that means I'm going to put a 0 here and then just multiply by 1, like that. So my answer should be very close to 1,140. So if I put it here, this would be 1. This would be 10, 101. The only place it makes sense to put this is right here, because that's what puts it in the thousands place, just like my estimate. So once again, we check with decimal in one place. There's no decimal in 114, so we don't need to worry about that, which means he only has to go back one place to get back to his answer. So therefore, our answer is 1,014 and 6/10. And based on my estimate, that is very reasonable, especially since we went up to 10 and from 8.9. So that's why this answer is so much higher. This estimate is so much higher than our actual number. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Please check back with the other videos or ask your teacher if you need any other help or need some review. Bye.